Welcome back, everybody. So I've checked out some Bluetooth speakers on the channel before. You might remember the Big Blue Party I checked out. That was probably the biggest Bluetooth speaker I've ever used. But then I got an email and it was basically like, you thought those Bluetooth speakers were big, try this one. And this is the Fluance Fi70. By far the biggest Bluetooth speaker I have ever seen. And it actually, this thing just pops off and look at how cool that looks. Now granted, it's not like portable, like it's not like the Big Blue Party one that I use from Brookstone. It doesn't need a power source to work. It has a battery in it and you can carry it around. This one obviously is gonna need a power source. It's a freaking tank and it is so heavy that there's no way you're gonna carry this around somewhere unless you put it in a truck, which we will be doing later in the episode. But basically, this video is going to be setting this baby up, plugging it in, trying it out, and then taking it over to the fraternity where I can actually play it loudly, because if I played it loudly here, I'm in an office building and I would disturb a lot of people trying to work peacefully. So we're just going to set it up here and then take it over in a truck, and that should be fun. So the first step is actually going to be moving it to the ground, because I'm going to set it up on the ground. It has a little stand, and the best way to do that is to, like grab this hole that goes right through it, but it is extremely heavy. And then here are all of the accessories. So we have an accessory pack, cables, instruction manual, motorcycle, instruction manual, stuff like that, more instruction manual, and then some metal plates of some sort. So I guess we will open up the manual and begin. Attach the pole to the base, washers and large screws. All right. All right, so it looks like step 2 is to attach the pole to the bracket, which is this. And actually, I want to know what you guys think. So if it's called, like they call it a Bluetooth speaker, and that's really the whole purpose of it, is it still considered a Bluetooth speaker if it's not like a battery powered speaker that you can carry around portable? Because it still has to be plugged into the wall. So at that point, is it just called a speaker that has Bluetooth connectivity, or can you still call it a Bluetooth speaker the same way you would call like a Beats pill a Bluetooth speaker? Let me know in the comments down below. I don't know, I think I'd still call it a Bluetooth speaker. Alright, so the top of this plate over here, these bolts over here, these bolts are going to go through those holes, and then they have to go onto this part. And I couldn't see the holes at first, but if you look closely, they're just barely cut into it. Got one right there, you got one right there, and then you got one right there. So it's really just like, it's not actual wood, it looks like it's just like almost like a skin. So now to get it back up, I'm gonna have to lift it. So just giving you a quick overview of it, this is the front. You've already seen it. You have this mesh magnetic screen that just comes off very easily. And under that, you have the actual speaker units itself. You got the 2 tweeters and the 2 subs right here. Around back, there are base ports for that. And there is this whole middle area. Not sure exactly what purpose that middle area serves, but it's pretty cool. So we can just pop this one back on. So up top you can see these are the controls. So you got like power on and off, you have input mode, so you can go probably from aux to Bluetooth to optical to whatnot. You got settings, you got back, pause, play, forward, and then you got volume controls. And it's all around this power button over here. And these are just touch, there's no feedback or anything. You just see it come up on the screen. And then moving around back, you have, obviously there's 2 of these base ports right here, so the base gets somewhere to throw the air out. You have your power in, your power on and off, aux in, optical in, radio stuff, so if you want to use the radio, and there's even a USB charging port. So if you're using aux, or if you're even using Bluetooth, you can literally just stick your phone right here and plug a charging cable in, so it's charging. And there's a little Canadian flag, so I guess Fluance makes these in Canada. Okay, so the volume is separate on this unit and your iPhone, so they don't match up like some speakers do. Worth noting. This would get way too loud. setting gives you control over the bass and whatnot. Alright, and that's all I'm going to do here because these walls are paper thin and people can hear that very easily. But I'm very excited to hear this at a high volume. Even at that low volume, it sounded very good. And as I mentioned while it was playing, you can control like the bass level and whatnot using just the settings icon. So I would probably keep the bass at like +2, treble at 0, and yeah. So basically, that concludes the setting up and quick test. Now let's get it over to the fraternity and blast this thing at full volume and see how loud it can get. Alright, so I brought it over to the house, and it's right there below the TV, and we have like a Nintendo 64 hooked up to that TV. It's pretty dope. But here it is at full volume playing a non-copyrighted song. Link in the description to the song. Yeah, so it gets loudish. And as it turns out, I forgot to record a conclusion. So is that speaker one of the best speakers I've ever used? Yes, absolutely, without a doubt. But does it count as a Bluetooth speaker since it still has to be plugged in? That's up for debate. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more content, and as always, stay classy.